You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, let's talk about Aaron Rodgers. Two things happened, both involving his unceremonious dismissal from the New York Jets. Now, I made that video the other day about his comments via the Pat McAfee show, where he came out and said that he flew all the way across the country on his own dime to meet with the New York Jets brass, Aaron Glenn, and the new general manager. Well, and of course, he was there for, he said, maybe 15 minutes. He thought this was going to be a real sit down. We're going to talk a couple hours, blah, blah, blah. And it was nothing of the sort. He said Aaron Glenn actually strangely just got up and walked out, then came back in and then sort of pulled up the chair next to him and said, "Are you going to play next year?" And he was like, "Well, I don't know." And he said, "Well, we're going to move on from you." And that was the end of it. That was all there was to it. And of course, I made a video and I crushed the Jets in that because I said, look, this is, number one, this felt like old Jet stuff. All right, you got a new regime, you got a new general manager, and you're conducting business in a manner that that fits Woody Johnson. There's certain owners that are just train wrecks. Woody Johnson, David Tepper, Jimmy Haslam, at times Jerry Jones. But it's just the unprofessional nature of the entire situation by the Jets. All right, at the end of the day, and I don't give a shit how this went with Aaron Rodgers, you're dealing with a 4-time MVP, first ballot, walk-in Hall of Famer. And a lot of fans, I think, have decided to forget about that because they don't like his politics. Well, this don't have a damn thing to do with his politics. And, by the way, the last 7 or 8 games of the year, last year, he actually was a pretty good quarterback. I said, well, he was starting to get healthy towards the end of the year. So the Jets front office has now answered this, and we've got a response from a Pittsburgh Steelers player, and a big name one that's got a lot of tenure with the team, long-time NFL. And you got to wonder, is this the first indication that the Aaron Rodgers to the Steelers thing is a done deal and is going to happen? Because Cam Heyward was not very happy with the way the Jets handled this either. Darren Moogie, is that right? Moogie? is asked about Aaron Rodgers' comments on his final meeting with the Jets. This is what this dude said.
Aaron Rodgers went on Pat McAfee last week, and he described the meeting in February. He said he didn't feel there was an ample amount of respect in the meeting, said it lasted 15 minutes. Do you dispute his account of that meeting?
I understand.
All right, before we just even get to that, when you have the I'm incredibly uncomfortable grabbing the water, let me take a sip thing, oh boy, here we go. I don't know what's about to come out of your mouth, but you don't want to answer this question.
The question, and I addressed that at the Combine, but today I just want to talk about the draft and Jets players.
Do you have any regrets from that meeting?
I understand the question, but I'm just going to talk about the draft and current Jets players.
Okay, so in other words, he wants to just move on. Now, there's a couple of things about this. Number one, all the things coming out about Aaron Glenn and maybe I've got no love for the media, but he shouldn't just go around treating the media like crap. And evidently, he's sort of already got a reputation, is sort of what I've gathered, right? And you're a first-year head coach with a franchise that has had its share of professional coaching issues and general manager issues over time. I mean, this franchise is doing the same kind of crap it's always done. This was unprofessional. You don't handle an Aaron Rodgers like that. You just don't. And I understand Jets fans are going to defend this. Why? What does your fandom have to do with them being professionals? I mean, there's a way. This wasn't, for crying out loud, this wasn't Mac Jones, all right? This wasn't, some backup quarterback. This was Aaron Rodgers, a first ballot walk-in Hall of Famer that, by the way, blew his Achilles out for your team. It's crazy. So, fans around the NFL praising the Jets' Aaron Glenn for getting Aaron Rodgers to fly across the country to tell him he's not part of the plans. What's with the victory lap by fans to praise this? Cam Heyward, how can this be praised? ? This ain't cool. This ain't cool. He's right. The cool narrative is to hate on A-Rod. I don't get it either. How soon people forget. I mean, honestly, come on. This guy says that's my quarterback. They'll praise it until it happens to them. Yeah. See, this is the issue. Normally, yes, but for Rodgers, totally justified. What kind of an idiot are you? What's this got to do with it being Aaron Rodgers? Other than the fact that he is literally a Hall of Famer. Yeah, he should be handled differently. Nobody with a functional brain cell is praising it. Don't worry. I will give some New York media credit on this because they've actually called out the Jets for having done this like this. I mean, it's crazy as hell. I still can't believe anybody would defend this crap. But I guess, I don't know. I don't get it. This feels more personal than from a actual football standpoint. Why would you not want to sit down and let's just have a good long conversation? Let it last 45 minutes, an hour. I mean, Aaron Glenn on the NFL echelon of players, you're not on the level of Aaron Rodgers in that echelon. Yeah, you're in the Hall of Very Good action. I get it. But you're talking about a first ballot quarterback, 4-time MVP, Super Bowl champion. I don't know. It does make you think that it's possible. Now, Cam Heyward may be doing look, we're all professional NFL players, and this is not the way this should be handled with somebody of Aaron Rodgers' caliber. Maybe that's what he's saying. But then you got to wonder, okay, is he defending his new Pittsburgh teammate? Very possible. Could be. I've said I thought the deal was done. But, according to Aaron Rodgers, he's got some personal things going on. He's trying to work it out in his inner circle. And people have got a problem with that. Well, what is he supposed to do? Just ignore his inner circle? If somebody's having issues close to him, just forget about it? I don't understand. This is coming from somebody that I've said the other day, 4 or 5 years ago, I wasn't the biggest Aaron Rodgers guy at all. But 5 years ago, I would have still had a problem with this being handled this way. We're moving on. Get up and walk out of the room right in front of me while we're having a conversation. What are you doing? Aaron Rodgers, frankly, handled it better than I would have. I'd have been like, if you're going to get unprofessional, how about we all get unprofessional? This can escalate if you'd like. Nobody's kicking anybody's asses, but you get the point. I'd have been like, Bucko, come set your damn ass back down here. Honestly. Tell me what you think. I'm sure some Jets fans will hate this. I don't hate the Jets at all. But to me, this is not how you handle a professional situation. And Aaron Glenn made it an unprofessional situation. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.